Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Yeah. So, it is Chol HaMoed, the time in between the Pesach holidays. I did something new at the Seder this year, and I had jelly beans, so anybody who asked a question. And my 7-year-old little Aurelia, those who've, she's been to things, she asked, where do Jews come from? This is such a great question. Where do Jews come from? And I think part of the answer to that we look at this week. So for those who are avid followers week to week of this special book club we have, we're in the middle of Vayikra, which is the laws of the priests and the sacrifices, lots of temple worship. But for Pesach, we pause all of that, we scroll the Torah back a bit, and we go back to two bits of Shmot, of Exodus, that we did a few weeks ago, actually, so yesterday we did the original Pesach story, the last of the plagues, and the painting doorposts and with blood, using hyssop and so on to get the angel of death passing over. And tomorrow, to this Jewish day, because of course days start in the evening as they should sensibly, but tomorrow by the Gregorian calendar we will read the instructions to observe Pesach, among other things. And I was struck this week by where this appears, like what exactly we go back to, what's just happened in the Torah, and what we read specifically. You get the feeling that part of the reason that it is because it's the instructions, like every year you are going to have Paschal sacrifice, Pesach. What we know in the temple periods, probably over 1 million Jews from all over Israel descending on Jerusalem and killing unbelievable numbers of sheep and eating them all within 24 hours. And then Chag HaMatzot, which is 7 days of unleavened bread and not eating anything that rises at all. So when we go back, what is highlighted? So it's right after the golden calf. So it's right after we, the Jews, just totally screwed up. I mean, there were reasons, there were things, but this is the huge failure of the Jewish people that always kind of comes up in our laws in the Talmud over and over again. It's the incident of the golden calf. Moshe leaves us alone turns his back for 40 days, and, we lose the plot and start worshipping idols again. So we're trying to repair things, and Hashem's just said he's sick of us, he doesn't want to lead us, he's done, right? So then after that, there's a little piece that I'm going to read to you because it really bit me today. Let me read it first. So this is from Shmot 33, verse 12. Moses said to the Eternal, "See, you say to me, lead this people forward, but you've not made known to me whom you will send with me. Further, you have said, I have singled you out by name, and you have indeed gained my favor. Now, if I have truly gained your favor, pray let me know your ways, that I may know you too and continue in your favor. Consider too that this nation is your people." And God said, "I will go in the lead, and I will lighten your burden." So not with you, in the lead. And he replied, "Unless you go in the lead, do not make us leave this place. For how shall it be known that your people have gained your favor unless you go with us, so that we may be distinguished, your people and I, from every people on the face of the earth?" Sets us up for a conversation about who we are as a people, and what defines a Jew who left Egypt on the night of the Passover. This week's called a Erev Rav, a mixed multitude that headed out the door after having politely asked the Egyptian neighbors for all of their silver and gold. We headed out into the wilderness. So what does it take us through? This is the moment when Moshe is allowed to see the back of Hashem. He asks to see something of God, and he's allowed to see the back, which is often interpreted as we get to see the effects of God in the world. This is where we get El Rachum V'Chanun, the 13 attributes of God, the God eternally merciful and forgiving. And what an amazing thing to hear right after the golden calf incident. We go through the pilgrim festivals. This is where it says you must do Pesach and Shavuot and Sukkot, and for each of those we had the masses descending on Jerusalem, coming together, and Shabbat, which we set aside, those laws again. So what does this say to me? It says when we gather together, that's where we see something of what God is. There's this, when we build the Mishkan, the tabernacle in the wilderness, right? There's this line where it says that once it was completed, Hashem came down and lived among them, or between them. Not in the Mishkan, but in the relationships between the people that made up the Hebrew tribe at the moment in the wilderness. So part of what struck me was this Moshe kind of saying, if you're not with us, I don't even know who we are as a people. I don't, like, how do we even define ourselves? And I think about how we come together as people, and the fact that for 3,500 years, every year, in every generation, people rise to destroy us, and we're still here. We are still here. Just now, we'll count the Omer, the counting of the Omer. We're on day 2. Today is Gevura Shebechesed, strength in loving kindness. So there is a strength that we build when we treat each other with loving kindness. And there is a strength we need to keep coming back with loving kindness to people that often we don't agree with, and we fight, and we have different political ideas, and different focuses and different sets of ethics. So that's what I'm thinking of today, coming together, accepting Jews as a people. Shabbat Shalom.